Okay, so what drains my energy? What has been draining? I will start off with, for that, is I'm proud of getting up and moving. I actually took intentions this go around. I have before in past times, but I felt a lot more like actually doing things and using my 20 to actually do certain things. And I still want to be around people who do things and like have cool ideas, cool hobbies, cool things, this and that. I've been living years now. I've been living in survival mode in a chaotic type of environment, and it's sometimes really hard to not get in my head when it comes to that, when it comes to environmental problems that are in my life. My nervous system, I am bubbly, I am happy. That's just how I am, how I was created. But there are times, setbacks, where I feel like, oh my gosh, where I feel like my environment kind of sets me back at times. Yeah, I would say 2026, I was unemployed, unfortunately. But I would say fortunately now, because I have an open mind. I did what I had to do at my job, but it wasn't enough for them. And during that time, scheduling, I will say on my behalf, it wasn't what they were looking for. It wasn't as available as they needed me to. And my schooling was just far from where I worked, so it wasn't as best. And it was during that time the business was slowing down, but they decided to let me go instead of just keeping me after that period of time when business was slow to when it was picking it back up. I've been unemployed since February, so it's been about 5 months now. And I feel like for me, the freedom was taken away because that was my first job ever, actually. At the age of, I think 18 is when I started. Yeah, and I felt like the freedom was taken away from me. I depend already on my parents for certain things, and I wanted that job because it gave me freedom. And I actually earned my own money for certain things. I'm still managing through. I still present myself for who I actually am. There are times where I feel so down that it's noticeable because I am expressive, and I'm like giving a smile because you never know when someone actually needs a smile. And just in myself, I feel good when I give a smile to somebody. It gives you something. It gives you like dopamine in that way, I would say. To me, when I'm pissed or when I'm like mad or when life is not really being nice to me or I'm in a point in life where it's just like something's not working out for me, I don't get mad at somebody else. There's people who are like that, and I don't understand it because I am known, or it's shown or viewpoint that I'm known to be like the happiest person. Like, how are you always happy? Sometimes I'm not always happy, and it's just for me to feel better. Like my mood switches at times. If someone makes me laugh, like I would end up laughing, or like something good happens and I'm like not really having the best day, it ends up switching my kind of thought process of it, or not linger it too much. When I'm alone, I do linger at times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to break down. Or my situation of, let's say, like parent drama, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like my nervous system needs peace, needs quietness, needs something. And that's what I would say, like that's the problem that's keep repeating for me in the past 6 months and the year. I get in my head at times. I think about freedom. I see what I think on my notes. Oh, unpromised. Like what I feel like what keeps repeating the cycle is my freedom. Not my freedom of hanging out with people, certain people, staying out late. That's a different kind of freedom that I'm talking about. The freedom I'm speaking about in regards to unpromises from, let's say, like a parent figure or just somebody. And I was going to have a car, and that ended up not happening. So unpromises are very deeply like engraved in me. Like I take that seriously. I don't think not a lot of people understand unless like they know. If you know, you know. That sort of saying. Not having a job anymore, but I'm learning how to actually be somewhere where I am appreciative. Yes, it wasn't personal that I got fired or unemployed, but I did my job. I've never gotten written up or anything, and still I was let go. And I've dealt with envy my entire life, basically, since elementary school till still continuously now. I don't let it bother me entirely, but I just think like, what is it about? Like, why is so? I've dealt with it from coaches, young coaches, volleyball specifically, from coaches, from friends, from teammates. It shouldn't even be that. Like, I'm on a team with you. Like, I like that you're also sporty. Like, I like being around, but whatever. That's just how my stories came about when it comes to people, either envy or something, just in general. And even family members too. I'm not surprised. I've dealt with that. I can see. I'm very wary for certain things. Since I've lived in a chaotic environment or in a survival mode, any micromanaging emotion or like action from somebody even though people think like you're overreading it at times, it can be, but there's times where I'm reading it and it's readable to me. Like I mentioned, June is where I felt a great half of June, and then June, the remaining of it, I started drifting, not feeling as great. Say repeating not enough access to a car, my own car, and I don't want to make excuses. It's just me seeing what's really important for me right now to focus on. I have so much ideas, but I really need a reality, more of like set in stone of what I really do need. A car, I need a new job. I love my hobbies, actually maybe like interesting in sales, even if it's not like my my major, but sales of learning how to connect and talk to people, and even people who are already at a point in life that they have the moolah, they have the money. Sale to them, like they would be proud of me actually trying, and I would be proud of myself actually trying, doing things. I would say living in comfort. There are certain times where I notice that I'm living in comfort, and other times where I'm not living in comfort. For me, it's if I am resting, and sometimes there are days repeatedly in the week where I'm like resting too much. I know that's not okay, and I don't feel my best, and I already get down on myself about that. It's starting to learn, repeating that's happening. I kind of talk to myself not the prettiest way, not too bad, but even like kind of hugging myself, or like, you're worthy, you're this and that. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more of that, please. Like I haven't done that enough for me. There's parts of me that I haven't fully accepted yet, and that's what I think that's rooted of like the fear of failing, because other outspoken projection of other people, or just like you can say parents, people who are like I'm really closer with, is what really kind of starts to get in me, where the fear of failing or not accepting parts of myself because of those reasons that I felt more unlovable in certain ways. But yeah, and I'm learning. I'm already conscious of my own self-awareness, own things, this and that. Not a lot many people have done the work of doing so as much. I'm that part in their life right now for that. But for me, it's living in kind of comfort, and I'm starting to be okay with the fear of failing, and I kind of already felt that when I didn't go to a college of a university and be part of a volleyball team, something I'm passionate about. I could stay hours. I'm telling you, hours on a court and play. People are exhausted. If there's not someone who says, okay, I'm taking a break, or we're done playing, I would have to contain myself of like taking a break legitimately. Family drama, it's annoying. It's really frustrating, annoying. But I already know. I'm already self-aware that it's gonna be a cycle that's keep happening. But it's not my responsibility to like entertain it or like just be so indulged in it. It's around me, it's my environment. But what do I do? I maintain myself in being in my state of presence, being in like a happy mood, being in like a more of a area that I'm like, okay, I feel good. I feel like I'm working on towards something that's gonna benefit me, not gonna be staying in just feeling in a box a little bit of like dependency, you can say. I've always felt unsupported. I felt unsupported with YouTube in general, with something I like, and again, that comes with the fear of failing for other people around my life, or fear of failing just like doing a change. I've done the fear of failing of like, for let's say trying out, or like let's say basketball. I was good for a little bit, and then I stopped because I entered my girl side, and then high school I did a little bit, but I didn't stick to it. But the thing is, I did stick to it of like the practices. I'm athletic, right? I was not the best of dribbling, knowing how to do the little tricks, but I showed up at practice. I kept trying, and I started getting it. And even though it took me a little bit more time, it was shown. And I would like to have that same mindset when it comes to academic, not feeling like I'm not going to be the best top person. It's not really that. It's more of grasping the information, like actually being able to communicate it. Seeing my family control, I feel like also like family viewing children like just as children, not really like, yes, like it's fine, like obviously no, a parent's not gonna not think that you're a child, like you're not gonna be protective. It's more of like the structure, like they just view it as like you're a child and that's it. Like it's not more of like you're a child, you're also growing, and you're gonna do things that's gonna help you, sort of thing. That kind of control is what I'm really talking about. Yeah, I would say a problem too is that I think everyone is out to get me, which again, it is going back to my nervous system, just unlearning things and just trying to understand certain things, or when I go somewhere and just other people. I've already dealt with certain people of backstabbing me, people that aren't really as genuine, or like, let's say something that I'm doing that's great, but like let's say they're doing something great, I'm like, okay, that like happy for you. Obviously there's times where I sometimes feel envy, but most of the time it's not that. It's more like, that's so cool how you did that. And then when it comes to me, it's not reciprocated the same. And it's coming to understanding that it's not always going to be like that, and you just gotta deal with it. But I do believe that it generally is a problem that I think everybody is out to get to me, even like my closest people that I have, specifically like family members, my household, or things like that, at certain times. Not for everything, but certainly for some things, for having the independency, the freedom. I would say what I'm looking forward to the rest of the 6 months in 2026 would be cooking for myself more, meal prepping, definitely, to stop really depending on my mom, of the cooking. Yes, I'm at the house, I'm still 20. Obviously there's pressure of like, oh, you should already be moving out from other people and like just society, but then there's also like, like this is good for you, beneficial. But I'm already in an environment that's too chaotic for me, of where I need to be like succeeding in certain things that I want to move and cook for myself, meal prepping, being able to be still dependent in a household where I can learn how to be independent. Basically, think of that, to use a new perspective, think of it as in like, okay, I'm going to use this as I'm like living with somebody, renting, doing a studio, or even by myself, pretending like I'm living myself, but maintaining my own stuff. I learned a good habit for myself. And academic hobbies. I want a lot more academic hobbies, intellectual, critical thinking hobbies that would make me speak more fluently. Critical thinking specifically, I feel like that's where I lack more. I have great creativeness when it comes to things, and to be confident in myself when it comes to academics. I've been told that I'm too slow for this, too slow for that, for certain things, which, there's times where you have people who are truthful, like those personalities, characters that are more like that, more talking to myself in a loving way, because that's, I think, would be very beneficial for me. There's some people that they talk to yourself a certain way that's beneficial for them, but for me, very soothe-like, that I already give and do. And yeah, that's really what it is, what it comes down to. I really do hope that this connected with anybody, especially maybe someone who's an elder sister, because I'm an elder sister, and I feel like that's where a lot of pressure kind of comes in at certain times. I'm just a person who really likes to do a lot of things that I put pressure on me regardless. Good pressure, and pressure that's not really needed at times. But yeah, like even repeating, like, I'm the eldest, I have done my share of being much more of a dependent person, but like there's times where someone shouldn't depend on me. I want to be dependent on myself, really comes down to. It's not even just about, oh, you're 20s, you want to do that. I've thought about this since I was like 15, 13. Okay, my camera's about to die. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow along my channel with me and hype this video up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Again, this is watercoloring, this is matcha, and bye.